Hey everybody, Thomas from SMB coming at you. My lighting all right? Yay! All right. Just a mid session update today. Today's been an absolute chop fest, unlike any I've seen in a while. Uh, yeah, today's price action has just been brutal. I've taken basically one trade. I still have that QQQ call from yesterday that I bought closed yesterday, and it's slightly green because Nasdaq's, but right as of now, Nasdaq is basically where it opened. So we had this nice push at open. Um, well, we gapped down. I had a sell off, and then we started pushing it open. I didn't take anything. I was just like waiting to get definitive upside direction. I'm glad I did because then, of course, we reversed, and now we went back down. And now we found a little support here, consolidate, and we're pushing up. But they have just been throwing in some nasty, nasty. Let's look at the 1 minute to get a better idea. They've been throwing in some nasty candles. I mean, this stuff is just wicked. I like you see a pop like that in this market, and you're like, all right, we're getting somewhere. And then you see it sell off this hard, and you're thinking, oh, yep, another fake, another sell off. I'm gonna go short now. So I did it on Nvidia, and got my cheeks clapped pretty hard. Nvidia, nice push. We got even. We broke, filled the gap upwards. We're selling off, selling off. I snag a put, like basically at the exact bottom, and then we bounce, and then we get this wicked candle right here. I'm thinking, hey, maybe another put, but I already learned my lesson. I'm hands off. Today is just not worth it. There's no good setups, nothing. Facebook had a decent short setup that I did not take because I had a pretty bullish bias going into today. So this is that level that we rejected yesterday that I got that beautiful put play off of. I regret not doing the same exact thing because we broke that level, retested it, broke it, and the rest is history. We slid down about 2.5% on that. So regret not taking a put on that, but otherwise it's just been yeah, it's a chop fest today, and I got no reason to force anything. The feeling is always there. You always feel like the market is open, so there's money to be made. But after seeing this price action, I feel like there's way more money to be lost than there is to be made today. This is pretty ugly. Tesla, of course. Tesla started with a huge, just absolute, it gapped down and then dumped another 5%. I mean, we're down like 6% on Tesla. So I cut. Of course, I had stopped out, cut, and Tesla climbed, filled the gap, and sold off, and now we're like climbing again, I guess. I'm not gonna buy back in. I told myself 700. If it breaks 700, I'm out of there. Fuck it. I'm not bag holding this shit. And then, of course, news came out. Of course, news comes out that Elon is scrapping the margin loan that he was going to take out against his Tesla equity. So that's great. I'm sure investors are going to love that. So, of course, it's just one of those days. I sold something, and then positive news comes out. Hate to see it. Um, yep. So, just super low volume, also. Very. I mean, look at this. Look at how small this volume is compared to like this time yesterday. Super low. So I'm not trusting any move. Look at this. Look at these. I mean, this is just a day where they literally are just baiting people all day, back and forth, just destroying options everywhere. Like you see that pullback. You're like, hey, I'll buy a call right there. It goes up, and then oh, we're pulling back everywhere. Just every little move. There's no consistency anywhere today. Um, as opposed to yesterday where we had pretty obvious downside movement. I mean, there were small climbs, but it was just a steady down trend the entire day. And I honestly felt that way when like the first half an hour I just like saw that climb up, and the entire time I'm just like, I gotta see more. I gotta see more to be convinced. So I'm glad I waited because I almost jumped into calls here on the Qs. Once we broke about 295, but we literally just broke 295 and rejected off of it hard. So I'm gonna wait for the retest of 295. I'm just gonna be super picky. I already got my 1L for the day on an Nvidia put because just you just see it like ripping down so hard, and you're like, this is just gonna, because every other day this week when things start ripping down, they just keep going down. But today Today's just a chop fest, so today's the one day it's not going to do that, and that's the one day I'm going to try to play it to the downside. So I'm sure I'm not the only one out there today just getting shredded by this terrible price action. So uh, no reason to force trades now because there's going to be way better trades in the future. Uh, yeah, a lot better price action. Look at SPY today. It's down a quarter of a percent roughly. We don't really have much going on. We bounced off of so we have the support line here. Bounce off that, and yeah, now we're just like getting this wave, this horrible wave action. I mean, don't really know where we're headed next on SPY, and I like just it's anyone's guess. And then of course it's hard to ever take anything to the upside when you see Apple down 3% today. Like it just isn't doing anything today. It filled its gap, literally just went to fill its gap, perfectly filled its gap, and then rejected straight down. So it's bad. I'm not gonna force anything today. Especially after getting stopped at Tesla and then it immediately rips. That's just like that's brutal, so brutal. So I know bad days like today happens, and no, and like I said last time, no reason to make a bad day or turn a bad day into a day where it's like irreparable damage. Like just take the bad day and on the next trade. I'm just watching out, and then look at this. Look, this is so ugly. And now, of course, the Nasdaq's reversing. So it's like, how many people do you think saw this bottom out? It started pushing up, and then they bought a call like right there, and then we pushed up, and now we're rejecting. And now, how many people do you think are seeing that, and they're gonna buy a put? It's like, hey, we're rejecting this level right here at 292. I'm gonna enter a put, so let's see what happens next. We're gonna head towards VWAP here. Maybe it bounces. Same with Nvidia. Nvidia especially. My God, dude. It's like so we filled the gap right here. Look at this. This is where Nvidia goes up to fill the gap. It wicks up hard to fill that gap and rejects. How many people do you think bought puts off of that? And then what's it do? It chops up and then goes up. And then we get up here and you're like, hey, we broke the low of day yesterday and we are right here at this major level right here at 168 and just bounces hard off of it. I mean, that was a good move right there. You buy put there, bam. But then you get this chop up, and then we come back up here to this level, and it looks like it's gonna reject it, sells off, and then just bounce up. It's just ugly, super ugly. And yeah, just from my own perspective, it just doesn't feel worth it. Does not feel worth it today. Super low volume, super choppy, super premium burning action where they just know people are trying to get into options. But then it's just not like it's not worth trying to buy and hold anything right now. I tried with Tesla, didn't work out. I still have my Nasdaq call. It's basically at break even. Uh, but yeah, just one of those days. ON. ON is doing some wild stuff. ON is still going up somehow. It is chopping around a lot on this hourly. Also something I noticed on the 15-minute chart, sorta, kinda. Wait. So we kind of got a head and shoulders here on ON. It's ugly, but it's there. You got a shoulder there, head way up here, shoulder right there, and when the shoulders are like perfectly aligned, and then the neckline is this key, very key support that we've tested 3 times now, and it's held up. Well, it's shit, more than 3 times. I mean, we've tested this once, twice, three, 4, 5 times in this entire pullback. And now we have a head and shoulders at the tail end of it after testing it 4 times. So, um, yeah, and there's a big old gap to the downside right below that support. It's right where that gap goes all the way down to 48. So, uh, yeah, I'm not sure what ON's doing today. It's chopping around too. It's going up. It's holding up. I mean, it's up 2.5% today, so that's solid in this sea of red elsewhere. Uh, all the small caps are rallying today, so I guess I mean that's the place to be apparently, is in these stocks that have gone down like 90% but are now rallying like 20% today. Coinbase had a big move. Square's having a nice move upwards. It's only up like 5%, I guess, but yeah, I see green like this. I'm not like, oh, well, I should have bought in Square. Like, I'm never gonna be like, oh, this thing's down like 80%. I'm sure today's the day it's gonna rally. Because I mean, you could have thought that right here, you could have thought that right there, and it's still just gone down, down, down. So I see these kind of moves, and it's just like very obvious, just short covering. People who have shorted the ever living shit out of it are now taking profits. So you get crazy big pushes up, but it's not actually people buying to hold. I mean, some people, but it's not gonna hold up. I don't think. Um, I personally don't think so. Especially when you're seeing Apple, like still seeing Apple. I mean, Apple's about to go. It pounced off 140 today. Apple hit 140. I mean, a week ago, I thought maybe in a couple months Apple will be around 140. Today, look at this shit, man. It's at 140 right now. Apple, God. And like somehow the markets are almost going green with Apple down 3%. Like what is going on? Microsoft down 2%. Google's holding up, but then e-commerce is basically what's rallying today, and not even a rally, just short covering, pure short covering. So here on Amazon, got Amazon doing. So Amazon actually broke that. Amazon's still in like the bottom of a friggin' hole. Uh, just like just these ugly candles. Look at these candles, man. When you get big green candle, big old red, it's like it's so bizarre today, and just the lowest volume too. Like look at how low the volume is on this last candle right here. Like what is going on here? Fuck, man, what happened? It's just so little volume. It just feels like not a day where we're gonna. Some days you can like, I don't know what it is, but you can feel like, oh, there's gonna be a rally probably in the end of today. Like you can see the selling. It seems so predictable, but today it just does not. I can't get a read on it, and as far as I can tell, no one else can because it's impossible to think the Nasdaq is going to rally when Apple's chart looks like this. Like you cannot have Apple doing this. Like what is Apple doing today? It just had a crazy push to literally fill the gap to the cent. Like a bam, filled it, rejected, came back up. Huge sell-off all the way down to the low of low or low of today, and now it's bounced from that up like $1, and now it's just going like sideways, just nothing, dude. So ugly. All right, now we have Nasdaq coming back down. Here we go. Look at this live action. So it's like I would think right here might be a good put entry, but we're gonna tap VWAP. We have the EMAs right here. Let's see what happens next. Also, another thing to note. Usually you can look at the VIX and be like, oh, VIX is like, so the VIX is up today somehow. Uh, VIX which just like has not moved. It's kind of just like flagging up here, I guess. I don't even know. It's not even like a there's no kind of pattern there with the VIX. Um, yeah, it's just chop, 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 chop. It's just holding up right above 33 bucks. Uh, and it doesn't really move with anything happening in the market right now, oddly. So here goes the Nasdaq here. We got this ugly hourly candle. Now we're testing VWAP here on literally no volume. Like there's no volume in this candle whatsoever. We're holding VWAP, holding VWAP. Looking at Facebook. So Facebook had a nice little setup to the upside. We had this like falling wedge from way up here, and then this support level right here, and we broke out of it today. And look at this, it broke out and went up like $3 and then back under into that wedge. And now we broke back up, and now we're about to go back into the wedge. So another classic example of if I saw this setup any other time during like any other time of the stock market besides now, I would think, wow, that's super bullish, huge breakout there. And then it just immediately gets sold off. Like, just doesn't even matter. It's just because the Nasdaq is gonna get sold off. So it's like, what's the point? Nothing. There's no divergence. All right. So now we have Nasdaq. Nasdaq here. Nasdaq broke VWAP. Um, guarantee a lot of people loaded puts right there. Let's see what happens. I bet they give us a huge green candle right here, just to roast everyone's puts. Look at that. I called it. Called it. Big old green candle. There goes your puts. Oh, you guys thought this little downtrend break was gonna be a good entry for puts? Joke's on you. Oh my god, I hate this thing. Why does it do this? Big green candle. So there goes everyone's puts premium right now. We're getting our big green candle here to roast everyone's puts. See, maybe we hold up view up. Regardless, I'm not touching anything today. I'm out. I'm done. I give up. Nothing. Oh, let's look at GameStop too. Even GameStop can't hold anything up. So GameStop got friggin' it got halted to the upside like 3 times here. Look at these halts. Bam, 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 and then just immediately sold off. Sold off all the way. So I mean, at this point, it's comical. Like, cause I mean, it sounds like crazy talk, tinfoil hat talk, but these like hedge funds out here that they know people see. Cause where did GameStop bounce last time? Oh yeah, we had this crazy rally last time right off 77. So the hedge funds know that if idiots like me who try to trade GameStop, which I don't, so I'm not that stupid, but they'll see this like, oh, we're back at 77. It's gonna bounce here. So they literally just bounce it hard. They let that shit bounce so hard and then just sell it off immediately because guys like me are like, oh shit, it's happening. They don't want to miss out. They don't want to get that FOMO on the next one because it's like, oh man, I missed that last rally. I bought way up here in the last rally, but if I bought right here at 77, I would have caught it. I would have caught that. And then they just oh god, it's so crazy. So crazy. They bounce it up, they halt it 3 times, and then just complete sell off. Completely sell it back off. Wicked. Same with AMC. Exact same happening to AMC. Look at that. Huge. Look at the wick on that daily. Just huge. It's like it's not the retail that's doing that. It's literally these hedge funds that do this shit, man. It's crazy. Wild stuff. So yeah. Oh, Nasdaq did break through view up. It rejected. So looks like we're going down. Oh yeah, we're going down. So the fun just continues, and then Nvidia. So now Nvidia is rejecting. We're selling back off. It's just, oh god, today is so bad. It's so bad. It's crazy. I'd like to think like good traders can like trade in any market. You know, it's like I don't care what's happening. I'm gonna find that winning trade, and it's just like not there today. I don't know. Call me a pussy, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know what anyone's looking at. It just ain't there. When you see Apple, I mean, all you have to do is zoom out to the dailies, and you see a daily candle like this on Apple where it pushed all the way down there or up and then back down. It's like, yeah, I guess if you called the top and you bought a put, then you're making money. But holy shit, not for me. Not for me. Look at that. How many poor souls do you think just like dumped their entire net worth into a AMC right here? Like guys who were just getting roasted on Bitcoin. They sold all their Bitcoin and they were like, "Oh shit, AMC. We can get back in on AMC." And it did it back here too. Huge rip, just immediately sold off. Huge rip, immediately sold off. Just sad, man. So that's the games they're playing out here, and I take no part in it. I will see you guys later today. I'll probably do a recap. But yeah, today sucks, and there's nothing wrong with admitting that. Um, yeah, another fun-filled day in the stock market. There is no hope. We're all gonna die poor. Peace.